Hi everyone, I would like to introduce Ayelet and Bar, who are going to be presenting on behalf of the Eco Israel program. So Ayelet and Bar, when you're ready, the floor is yours.
Hi everyone, it's good morning for me and I suppose good evening for you. I'm here to tell you about Eco Israel. It's a 5-month work, live and study program in Chava Ein Adam, an ecological farm and educational center right outside the city of Modi'in, which is situated halfway between Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. So on one hand, it offers really easy access to both cities, and at the same time, you are closer to nature. We're surrounded by beautiful woodlands, rolling hills, lots of opportunities to go hiking and really get closer to nature and to the land. In the spirit of full disclosure, I'll say that life on the farm is not for everyone and can be quite challenging. The farm is completely off-grid. Our electricity comes directly from our solar panels. We have no air conditioning for the summer and no heating in the winter. We're not connected to the main sewage system, so our toilet is compost. We are completely vegan, and therefore we ask for no meat products to be brought into the farm. And because our water recycles directly back to the flower beds that we have, we ask people to only bring biodegradable products. So if you know what a kibbutz is, then I can say that this is a very similar experience to what my grandparents had to go through when they immigrated to Israel in the 1930s and set up a kibbutz. Very basic conditions, good for those who are not worried about, rolling the sleeves up, getting their hands dirty, and live in a tight-knit community. If you're looking for an experience that's a little bit different, if you're a little bit tired of sitting in front of a computer the whole day, and you want to be out and about, practice living in a community where everybody, is committed to the project together, then this is the place for you. You will get to live in a group of about 15 internationals, and about 15 Israelis, because the farm is also home for Israelis who are 18 to 20-year-olds who choose to do a year of service or 2 years of service instead of going to the army. So in the day, the farm is brimming with activities, and in the evening, all the administrators and the day workers leave, and basically the farm is the responsibility of Eco Israel and the Israeli community to maintain. A typical week on the farm is typical as anything involving nature can be, would involve a combination of studying and working. You'll be studying towards a certificate in permaculture design, which is the kind of academic side of the program. It goes into the philosophy behind ecology and sustainability, and you'll be expected to produce a final project at the end of it. You'll also be studying things like mud building and herbalism, how to use the different herbs that we have on the farm for medicine, for food, for tea. You'll be trying your hand at construction, at fruit fermentation, forest skills. The farm is, the program Eco Israel is a work in progress. Very much depends on the composition of the group, and we accommodate various interests, and we can really alter the program as we go along when we see, yes, this group is more interested in learning about these elements, and this group is more interested in learning about other elements. So we're able to really add and take things according to the needs of the group. We also have a component of Jewish heritage and Hebrew language. We go on trips around Israel, we go to the south, we go to the north, and we go on a hike to Jerusalem, which is a lot of fun. You leave the farm on foot, hike for 4 days, you follow the footsteps of the warriors from the 1948 war, such as the Burma Road, and then you get to Jerusalem. So you have a really great combination for 5 months of learning about the different systems on the farm, working in the kitchen, working in agriculture, helping with really developing the farm, studying about, about ecology, about sustainability, and doing that in a community of internationals and Israelis in a setting that is definitely bound to create memories of a lifetime. But Bar, if you're around, I'm going to let you say a few words from the perspective of somebody who just finished the program and has actually gone through everything that I said firsthand.
Hi, thanks, Ayelet. Yeah, the farm Wi-Fi is really bad, so I don't know if people can hear me or not. Okay, good. So I just did the program this summer, and it was a lot of fun. It was one of the best things I decided to do for myself. For me, it was like two main things that I really, really loved about it. First was community living. So I lived with, there were 14 of us from the US, Brazil, France, and me from Australia. And it was really fun. Like the group was just great. And we spent so much time together, getting to know everyone really well, like traveling around Israel, working on the farm, learning together. Like that was just the highlight for me, the people, and also the other communities on the farm are just amazing. Like everyone who comes here is really special and has a lot to teach, and they're just really great people. So that was like my favorite part of the farm. And then the other thing that I really loved about coming here was just living outside. Like there's just something so great about like brushing your teeth outside, showering outside, eating outside. Like you're just always outdoors, and I really loved it. It was like, I'm still here, but like it's like a minimalist way of life that I've never lived before. Like I am from the Melbourne suburbs, so I didn't really have that before, and I just like really want that in my life again. It really sparked that love in me. So if you're into nature and like minimalism and sustainability, this is definitely for you, I think. There's so much to learn about like ecological living and how easy it is, and just like things that we think we need to have, we really don't, and there's ways around things that are environmentally friendly. I don't really know what else to say. If anyone has any questions, you can, I guess, put them in the chat. But it's a good program. Like, I'm really happy I did it. The farm is incredible. Like, it's such a nice space. It's really beautiful. There's plants and mud buildings and just a lot to learn and good people. That's probably a summary of what it was for me. But yeah, I was looking through the people in the Zoom, and most of you know how to reach me. I can also give you my phone number if you have any questions. So yeah.
It's really awesome. Thank you, Bar. For those who are interested, you can reach out to Bar and she'll happily speak to you. And you can also reach out to me. My email is ecoisrael@havaveadam, HAVAVEADAM.org. I'm happy to set up a WhatsApp call or a Zoom call, one-on-one, and I can give you more details and speak more in depth about the program. It's a really straightforward application process. We don't need anything too taxing. We just need to talk. And basically, everything I said to you about the no AC and the compost toilet and the vegan kitchen, and when you work in the field, you might occasionally meet the odd snake or spider or scorpion. That's also something that we have to take into account when we're out in nature. So if all that hasn't put you off and you haven't run off screaming, then you might want to consider Eco-Israel. All we will need in addition to just speaking is just a doctor's note that you're physically and mentally capable to sustain this challenge. And even if you think that it's too much for you, believe me, it isn't. Yes, it is. It might require you to give up some of those comforts and luxuries that we take for granted, but there's so much to gain, so many people to meet, and so many different activities to try your hand on, and acquiring some physical skills. And I wasn't particularly ecological before I started working on the farm, and now I'm trying to install things like a home compost and and maybe, okay, grow my own vegetables on the roof of my very urban building. So don't think that, you know, this is only for those who want to go and be farmers for the rest of their lives. Anyone can benefit from trying something like that, trying something different, get into the pioneering spirit that built this country, and really come in and help a farm that is still, you know, work in progress. There's still plenty of opportunities to create your own project, to get involved in, you know, in something that is currently being built. Bar's contemporaries built a meditation spot and assisted with building a new compost toilet for the kindergarten that we have on site, and probably lots of other things, because the farm is constantly evolving and changing. So if you want to learn how to use a drill and really make an impact for future generations, then come and join us. We have 2 annual cycles, usually September till February, and then March till July. So we try to spare you the very, very hot month of August, not always possible. And yeah, Bar and myself will be happy to take questions if anybody has any questions for us now. Or if you want to just talk privately, happy to do that. And can I say Aussie, Aussie, Aussie?
You definitely can. Ayala, do you mind just putting someone asked to put your contact details in the chat. Would you mind just putting your email address just in the chat there, just so that people can copy that? If you
Doing
don't mind.
that right now.
No worries. Bar, do you want to maybe just as well, because I think one of the things, especially coming from Australia, to think of traveling might seem a bit foreign. Do you want to maybe having gone to Israel during the pandemic, maybe just explain a bit about what that was like, and maybe what a day in life would look like on the program, just to give the viewers a bit of context, those coming from Australia, when unfortunately, depending on where you are, like Melbourne and Sydney are living in 5-kilometer lockdown. So the thought of traveling might seem a bit distant, but do you want to maybe explain what even that process was like as well?
Wow, that's actually a really funny question, because like looking back, I left Australia in April and I was so scared and stressed. Like it really felt like in April it was still fine, like we weren't in lockdown. And I felt like Australia was like this good safe haven, and I was like leaving to the outside world with all the COVID, and the airport was like dark and empty, and it was really terrifying to leave. But like, wow, Australia's perspective on Corona is so different to at least here. Like, it really feels like normal life, and you come here and it's like, I don't know, looking back, like it really, like I missed the mark. It was just like, okay, you get on the plane and it's scary and you land, but once you do, here it's just like, it's just a lot more chilled, and like it's just part of everyday life a lot more. So I think like, if I could say something to my past self, is like, yes, it's a lot of logistics and a lot of organization. I had like a huge to-do list of all the forms you need. If anyone's confused about that, I can say what it was in April. But once I arrived and like quarantining and everything, like it really, I was being very dramatic. So if you're feeling like that, like, I know that leaving is hard, but once you get here, like you'll look back and laugh at yourself. Oh yeah, a day in the life of the program is, we would wake up at like 6:30ish, and every morning we had like a chore to do on the farm. So I don't know, that my most recent one was like sweeping the paths, or like you just do something to like clean up the farm, make it look nice. There's feeding the animals, getting the chicken eggs, cleaning the bathrooms, like just a little chore. And then you have breakfast in our like eco kitchen. We all live in like a village at the back of the farm, so you have breakfast with everyone on your program, and then you have your schedule for the day, which is 8 to 5. So you will either have like a work day, which is when you join the rest of the people who live on the farm and like maintaining the farm, working on projects, or you have classes. So we had permaculture, mud building, herbalism classes, and then sometimes we had like community activities, just like different things like Hebrew class, Jewish heritage class. You also have like a lot of workshops. We did weaving workshops, bread making workshops, construction workshops, clay pottery making things. So there's like, the week is pretty diverse. And you work till 5, and then after 5 you chill, shower. It's like, it was really hot, so we would just like hang out outside until dinner time. You make dinner for yourselves as a group. There's always like a roster, 2 people cook, you eat all together, and it was just like we would hang out in our kitchen pretty much all night. It's like a nice end of the day. It's a lot of like spending time with your community, a lot of learning things. Like some weeks are really intensive, some are really chilled. It's pretty diverse.
We are very pressed for time. Does anyone have any sort of last questions or anything else I'd like to ask either Ayelet or Bar? Anyone that's watching? Any other questions?
I put my email address and my phone number in the chat, so everyone is welcome to send me an email or send me a WhatsApp, and we'll chat. Thank you very much, Josh, for everything, for organizing this. Much appreciate the invitation, and wish everyone who's there best of luck, whatever you decide. And let's hope that this crazy situation will be over and we can all just go back to our normal plans.
Hopefully soon. Thank you so much, Ayelet and Bar. We really appreciate you coming in to speak today about Eco Israel. And thank you so much for your time.
All good. Bye.
Bye.